She's a roller coaster. Oh, she's so sick. I'm burning up inside, but I can feel no pain. I won't try to stop her. She can't be tamed. I'm so in love with her. I fall and try again. Get up and try again. Get up and try again. Get up and try again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live. Thank you for being here today. I had to reschedule from yesterday, so sorry about that for those that were maybe expecting it. I canceled it or postponed it until today, right at the last minute. So hope everyone's doing well. Someone asked what the groovy song is. It's by someone named DJ Mason, M-A-Y-S-O-N, and it's through a company called Epidemic Sound. So you can subscribe to Epidemic Sound and get free music for videos or anything that you're producing. One of the things I'm having trouble with is using the music on YouTube through Canva, because although I get a free license with that, I've had some copyright issues. So I'm testing it out with a new song that I haven't played before, just to see if they ding the video or not. But anyway, it's a fun way to start the live. So thank you for being here. We're going to talk about some online teaching companies today and reviews. And so I would love to know what companies you work for in the chat. I'm also going to open it up, and if somebody would like to share the love of the company that they work for, I'm going to invite you onto the live if you would like to. I'll put the link in just a couple of minutes. It's really easy with StreamYard. If you are able to come on and chat about the company, you can just click the link. If not, that's okay. I will share what I know about different companies and talk about what I've been hearing and my own opinions on some of the companies that I work for. So go ahead, and would love to see in the chat what company you work for, what you think about them, how the bookings are going. I think it's so valuable for potential online teachers or for online teachers who are wanting to add other companies to know what it's like. You know, we want to get hired and get booked, and some of those are the big questions in the beginning, in the early stages, as to what are the potentials for booking, what's the potential for pay. Because a lot of times what's listed on the internet, what is advertised, is not always what's the actual reality when you actually start working for them. I work for VIPKid. I've got a contract with GoGoKid, Zebra English, Magic Ears, Cambly, and I think that's it. I have a couple of affiliate links with some companies that I've never taught for before, but those are the ones that I have contracts with and that I have taught a few classes with. I still really 100% teach with VIPKid. I've decreased a lot of my teaching time in the last, I would say, 6 months to a year, teaching only 2 hours a day. And I've actually shifted my schedule for Chinese New Year, taking advantage of the hours. So I'm teaching 11:30 to 1:30 daytime for me, which is like 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 12:30 a.m. So that's been working out really well. I like getting those 2 hours done kind of in the mid-morning around lunchtime. And then I am also opening up, just for some extra classes, 5 to 6 p.m. my time, which is 4 a.m. Is it? Yeah, 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I've got that right. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm teaching 4 a day. Tomorrow I'm teaching 6. And I still teach only short notice. That's why I stick with VIPKid, really. They're not the best paying company anymore, but they do pay me the best out of all the options, because I do make the short notice pay, and I was hired 3 years ago. So I'm kind of higher up on the pay scale. So let's see what folks are saying. So Heather's with VIPKid and Outschool, awesome. Becky's with VIPKid and English Now, cool. Never heard of English Now before. Curious what you think about that. Happy Lunar New Year, happy Spring Festival, 新年快乐. Hopefully you are getting extra classes, or maybe, yeah, able to book a few more classes with the kids being at home. And a lot of my students are traveling. I've had several students in the car on the way to grandma's house. And I didn't open any slots on Chinese New Year Day. I did on Chinese New Year Eve, and had a few of my regulars. So that's also what keeps me with VIPKid, is just the regulars that I have built up. I very rarely see new students. However, during this Chinese New Year last couple of weeks, I have had several new regulars, because several new students, I should say, because a lot of my regulars are taking the time off. So I probably won't see them until they go back to school in March. So that's kind of another nice thing about being more available during this month, is that you can pick up, new students and things like that. So how was everyone's day? Hope you had a good day, or hope you're having a good morning, as most of you are probably either finishing up teaching or starting your day. It is really good to hear how you're doing. So let me know in the chat how you're doing, how things are going. I had a really odd experience today with an email exchange that I wanted to share, and I put it on my Instagram. I'm not giving details about who the person is, but I get a lot of people reaching out through videos and through my website and through social media, through my YouTube channel, asking me questions about online companies. Sometimes they're stuck. They don't know how to get through a certain stage, and they're just desperate for help. They figure I might have some answers to questions. And I'll tell you, I answer everybody's email, whether they're a referral of mine or not, whether they're someone that I know or not. It's just how I am. I feel like, when you put out good into the world, and when you add value, and when you are helpful first, those things really do come back in return in positive ways. Well, this person reached out 3 days ago and wanted to, well, they passed the VIPKid demo, they passed the VIPKid mock, and then they were on that final background stage and they got locked up. This has happened actually to a lot of people that I've heard about through Facebook groups and things. And it's usually one of 3 or 4 different things. Either with VIPKid, they detected a requirement that you didn't meet, but you might have thought you met. And normally it's an accent issue. If you have a foreign accent, or if you don't come across as speaking English as a true native speaker, then that could be something that they detect in the mock, but it doesn't catch up to the screening until after you've passed. So there's a lot of miscommunication that happens. Another thing is your documents are not accurate, or they don't line up. But unfortunately, VIPKid tends to just lock your account. They don't really give you much of an appeal process, if any, and there's no way of contacting them as well. So they wanted help with what to do. So I gave them a bunch of solutions. I tried to help as much as I could. They sent me another email back. I sent another one back. And then I got this response, and it just made me really think about, how we treat each other online. And although I couldn't solve her problem for her, I didn't owe her anything. You know what I mean? I didn't owe this person any explanation. I am not an employee for VIPKid or anything like that. Anyway, you be the judge. I'm going to put this over. I'm not going to read it because it's got some dirty language in it. But this is what it said in return. So you can read it. And it just made me really think about, I actually responded back to this. I'll take that down. I actually responded back to this really positively. And I said, I'll assume good intentions. Maybe this is a joke that I don't understand, or a line in a movie. I don't know. But I went back and forth, and I hummed and hawed about it and took my time before I responded. I still responded professionally. And I think it's a good idea when you do get a negative email like that, or someone who's just full of hate, to take a deep breath, respond, and just, be a little more cool-headed. So I did that, and I responded professionally. But yeah, I posted on my Insta stories. If you want to see more of the email communication, I put the details of the 2 emails before that. So you can see that on my Instagram. It's just online teacher dude. But yeah, what do you think? Crazy, huh? I've had this a few times with people that either expect me to respond to them within like 2 to 3 hours. And if I don't, then I get this long email about how unprofessional I am and blah, 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 blah. But I just want to encourage everyone to be positive. I think it's so easy to be anonymous on the internet and to hide behind our screens and to really, put a mask on and feel like we're invisible. But these things are hurtful. So I was really taken aback by that. And I couldn't believe it, actually. So I'm still thinking, I'm going to wait for her response, and I'll share it on my Insta stories. Hopefully there was a misunderstanding there, but yeah, has that ever happened to anybody? Crazy. I guess when you put yourself out online, you do open yourself up to all kinds of craziness. And this is not the first thing that's happened to me online. I've had somebody really try to tear me down and be relentless about it because of my recruiting and things like that. So my lesson in it all is to always be positive. It is so easy to get caught up on Facebook, to get caught up in online arguments, Yeah. Anyway, you didn't come for that. We're going to talk about online companies, but I just wanted to share that because this just happened like a few hours ago. And so just sharing that with you. So let me know about companies that you work for. I just wanted to give you kind of a rundown on some things that I am hearing and companies that have reached out to me looking for new teachers and things like that. So Cambly Kids is hiring a lot right now. Cambly Kids is like a branch off of Cambly, which is the adult, mostly free talk platform. It's a great opportunity if you want to start kind of stepping into a bit more of a freelance type of tutor and offering your lessons, being able to list them on kind of a marketplace type of situation. Very similar to italki. I've talked about italki before on my channels. But Cambly Kids is hiring. And so I've had several emails from them about recruiting and different things like that. So it looks like they pay about $12 an hour. I'm not a Cambly Kids tutor. I am registered on the platform as a Cambly tutor, but they could be an option for you if you're looking for more hours because they are open all the time. So you can get, daytime hours, but you are going to be taking a little bit of a pay cut if you're working for a Chinese-based company. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I'm also putting together some resources for South African teachers. And if you are South African in the chat, I would love to know what companies you are finding that are actually hiring South Africans. I've heard that Landy English is hiring South Africans. Magic Years has kind of dabbled in it a little bit. It's not a focus right now, but they are hiring from South Africa, but they pay like really, really low compared to, the native speakers that are, I shouldn't say the native speakers, the North American teachers that are hired on the platform. So they're an option. Amazing Talker is another one that is hiring South Africans. And there's a couple more. I'm still doing a little bit of research into those platforms. Zebra English is hiring. I don't see a lot of folks getting through because I do recruit for them a little bit. It's a really low percentage that end up passing the demo, but they're worth a shot if you're looking for kind of a neat company, a very small company. They have a really fun game-based platform. I've taught lots of classes with them and have really enjoyed teaching with them. So they're a good option as well. Their offices, I believe, are closed right now. I think their platform is closed as well for teaching students over the next week. Magic Years as well is closed for Chinese New Year, but they are certainly hiring as well. VIPKid, it's so funny. A lot of companies, they really go through the same kind of waves. And I think the wave right now is getting ready for the back to school. So there's lots of promos for parents, a lot of competition out there in the industry to get parents to sign on. And so we're seeing that in the teacher hiring as well with many, many companies. There's really a big push for that back to school, that new year, which will happen early March. So VIPKid is hiring. They've always been hiring just like VIPKid, but they're offering $100 right now if you do sign on in February and teach 2 as scheduled classes without any issues in March. So that's also an option. I've been talking to a couple teachers about Say ABC. Love to know if anyone is a Say ABC teacher. They sounds like they're kind of going under. And as I put some of the links together, it looks like because they are kind of a sister company of VIPKid, I don't know the exact connection, but Say ABC is not doing very well. And they've told parents that there's some issues and they're kind of working out some things with parents for after, I think it's April. So it doesn't look really good if you're trying to get hired with Say ABC. And I think that's why VIPKid was hiring South Africans, British teachers, and Filipino teachers for a couple of months at the end of the year and only allowing them to teach certain courses because the course that they're allowed to teach at VIPKid has the exact same name as the course that Say ABC has. It's called DAMI, I believe it's DAMI. And so it looks like they could be sort of trying to bring the parents from Say ABC over to VIPKid. But if you have more information, I would also love to know. Wadner says, I work for VIPKid. Hey, good to have you here for VIPKid and Buddies, hopefully. Yeah, so Buddies is another platform. Maybe you heard about them from me. I shared last week and also on my Instagram some more details in a post. They are looking for just a few teachers, not very many. I think they've only got 7 teachers with the company. They're run by a couple of folks. One of them is a former VIPKid teacher. So very much a startup. They've been established for a while, but they've been very, very small, and now they're starting to grow. They serve students in Israel. So kind of neat. Hours are a little bit later in the US. They only hire American teachers right now. So if you're interested, definitely apply with them. Let them know I sent you. I believe the link for that is on last week's live. So if you go back into my video library and find last week's live, or on my Instagram, you can find the link to apply to them. So yeah, Michaela, I hope I'm saying your name right. If you're a South African, what is the best company for a South African right now? So I would go with, as I was saying before, you could try Magic Ears. I wouldn't hold out a lot of hope for them, but Magic Ears, Landy English is another one. Let me see if I can actually find the list of companies that I was researching for South African teachers. Palfish, it sounds like you can do Palfish Free Talk. Cambly as well, if you want to teach on Cambly, they hire South Africans. But I'm coming out with a post soon about 7 companies that are actually hiring South Africans. So stay tuned for that. And I'll make a video about that in the next couple of weeks as well. So here we've got South African here, and I'm in the process of getting into iTutor Group. Yeah, iTutor Group's another one. I hear they pay $3 an hour. Is that true? Let me know. A lot of people avoid them because of that really low pay. Busy with training, and what you're saying about the pay being way less in other countries are correct. Yeah. So oftentimes companies that are getting into the South African market are still paying South African teachers, the same pay regardless of where you live. Like $3 an hour if you're a South African but living in the UK, which is crazy and like not feasible. It might be a better pay if you're living in South Africa, but not if you are living in a more expensive country. Absolutely. So yeah, let me open this up. Actually, if you do have a company that you want to pop into the live, I know it's a little nerve-wracking if you have never gone on a live before, but hey, it's just chatting with me. But if you want to come on for a couple minutes and share a company that you work for that we haven't talked about, or some information that I may not know about that you're interested in sharing, you are welcome to pop on, and I will see you down below and then bring you up if you're there. So feel free. Spook Boom, respect for teachers. Respect to you, my friend, as well. Good to have you here. Thank you, Heather. Not a typo. Yeah, really, really strange that one was. So let's have a look if anyone else has got. So Darja says, love to try buddies, but they aren't hiring Canadians. That's right. They're just not able to pay Canadians at the moment. So as that opens up, I will share a little bit more about that. Again, they didn't want me to do a really big blast because they don't want to be inundated with hundreds of applicants. They just want to hire a few teachers. Not really sure how many, but their hiring process is similar to a lot of companies. They'll kind of send you an email and invite you to an interview. And I think that'll be like a little short interview, and then they'll do a demo lesson with you if they want to move forward. So they're telling me that it'll take them a week or 2 to get back to you, regardless of the decision. So again, it's not as streamlined as other companies. You just kind of have to be patient and go with the flow. And again, it's just worth a shot if you're interested. And check them out. They're kind of a cool company as well. And again, being able to teach Israeli kids sounds really neat, and the time zone sounds really good as well, since they offer slightly later in the morning because they are in Israel. Kathy, yeah, so you were asking about that. That is Buddies. I believe it's called Buddies Classroom. Let me see if I have the link for them from last week. Yeah, so you can apply here, buddiesclassroom.com/join the team. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for popping into the live. I also just wanted to mention that I do have a free download if you wanted to, kind of navigate the online teaching world and figure out where to apply and how to search for companies and things like that. This is something that I created about a year ago, and I've just recently revamped it and stuff. It's about 8 pages long. You can go to my website /freebie1 to download that. So if you're interested, it can certainly be a messy world out there of reviews and all kinds of things. So I try to make it easy for you, give some recommendations and some places to go and search. And of course, I'm always available through email. Just be kind. And I would love to help you out, find a company that suits you and help you get hired, because it's a great job, as we all know. Kids Learning Channel Teacher Glee USA. Cool. Open English. Yeah, I've heard about them actually, but I don't know anything about them. Wadner says, I show kids. Cool. Hey, Danny, good to see you here. Happy Farms. Thank you for coming. Yes, thank you for thumbs up. please thumbs up the live. It'd be great to have you do that if you are here. And if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments if you work for a company. Give me your review. I'm all about hearing reviews of various companies and how it's going. And again, if you want to pop in to the live right now, the link is in the chat box. I'll put it there again. You'll just show up below and I'll bring you up. You can give me a 2 to 3 minute blurb about the company, or let me know your thoughts on them. Feel free to share. So let me see. I was also going to chat about, okay, what else was I going to chat about? I was going to chat about italki a little bit. If you're an online teacher wanting to jump into a bit of more freelance teaching, italki is a great platform to be able to list your classes. I've shared a little bit about taking Chinese classes on italki. I think it's fantastic. They do take, I believe it's 11% of your classes, but if you want to teach English, they are currently open and hiring English native speakers to the platform. So this can be from any country. As long as you are a native speaker of English, you can apply. They don't always have applications open. Once you're on the platform, that's all it is. It's just a platform to receive payment, and they have students on there searching, kind of like Outschool. But they will connect with you, and you can decide where you want to teach them. It can be on Zoom, it can be on Skype, it can be on their classroom, which is a little bit clunky. I didn't really like it when I had it with my teacher before for Chinese. So we went on to her preferred platform, which is Voov, V-O-O-V. I just quickly downloaded it. It was a trial class. Actually, it was a free trial class because I had some italki credits. And yeah, it worked really, really well. Very, very similar to Zoom, but works in China. And my Chinese teacher lives in Wuhan. So yeah, that was really good. Gwen says, what do you know about Protostar? So I believe that Protostar is one of the highest paying companies out there in the industry. From what I have heard, you really do have the potential of making up to about $33 an hour with them. I can't get in touch with anybody in their recruiting department. I can't even get a reply back. I've reached out to them many times to find out, if they're hiring, what the pay reality is, and if I could work with them a little bit as an affiliate. Haven't had no communication. I don't know any teachers that work for them. So I'm also looking for anyone that works for Protostar that can give me a review. That would be awesome. So yeah, I don't know a lot about them. I do know the videos I've watched on YouTube, people seem really happy with Protostar. So they're an option. And from what I can tell, they really are one of the higher paid companies out there. I would say Protostar and Bling ABC. Protostar has 40-minute classes from what I've heard. And so because of that, if you're able to teach the back-to-back, that's where your pay can increase as well as the bonuses. So, if you think of it like $20 for a 40-minute class, well, that's actually more like $30, because if you think of it in thirds, like every 20 minutes be $10. So that's where the potential for the higher pay comes in, because they don't work on the 25-minute base pay type of thing. So yeah, and their bonuses are really good as well. But again, I don't know much more than that. So Claudia says, I found a Pinata English. Never heard of them for sure. They have a website, but I'm not sure if they are still alive. Yeah, hard to say. I've seen companies come and go. I mean, some of the resources that I share in that guide are ways that you can search for online teaching companies. You can, filter through based on your requirements, your experience, and you can, it's kind of like a search engine. So feel free to download that if you are looking for some help there. Les says they have 40-minute classes. Yes, okay, I was right about that. Good job. Okay, Francesca, good morning. Good to have you here. Yes, thank you for being here, everyone, and welcome. I'm usually here Mondays at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but couldn't show up yesterday, and so I'm here today. And I'm actually also doing a little bit of a test with the time, doing it a little bit later. I'm all about looking at analytics and seeing when most of my audience is online, and it's usually around 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me know if this is a better time to watch live. I do see some new friends in the chat, so maybe it is a better time for folks. I have to remember that not everybody teaches early morning Chinese time zone classes, and so I know that there are folks that watch my lives from all over the world. So yeah, thank you for being here. Wander said, do you teach group classes at VIPKid? No, I do not, never have. probably never would want to. I'm really quite happy with just the one-on-ones and my core group of regulars, but there are options now. Yeah, I can't keep up with all of the VIPKid changes, to be honest with you. And they are my #1 sole company that I work for. So hard to, hard to keep up sometimes. But YCDI, what is the best platform for elementary students that I can use to teach my own students online? So good question. If you've got your own students, you're already 10 feet ahead of the game. If you're looking for a platform that's just a platform, I mean, I would be using my own video conferencing platform if I had my own students. So I'd be using Zoom or Skype or, you know, things like that. GoToMeeting is another one. Actually, I think that's the platform that Buddy's classroom uses. So you're already ahead of the game if you've got your own students. If you're looking for curriculum, that's more of a challenge. You know, you can use certainly free resources on the internet, do some searches for that. You can use a resource called Off to Class. They're really geared more to high school to adults. So if you're wanting to teach high school and adults, I highly recommend Off to Class. They're not very expensive. I pay $8 a month. I have access to tons and hundreds of lessons on all different kinds of English topics. And so they're really good if you are interested in, you know, like I said, taking that step to being a little bit more independent and a little bit more of a freelance teacher. You can get your students on platforms like italki, Preply is another one, Cambly is another one, where, you know, students are on that marketplace and they are looking for classes with native language speakers in all kinds of languages. So check them out. Let's see, got any more questions here? Alexander says, VIPKid just made a change to feedback. All is valid now. This might change some people's perspective on the company. Oh, and interesting, I didn't know that. I need to go and check my feedback. Actually, I always forget to. I don't think I get a lot of it. I used to pride myself on an 80% feedback rate. Back in the day when the feedback was easier for parents, they changed the feedback way of leaving feedback for parents, and so not as many do. And with the change in the raise requirements, I really could have cared less whether I was getting any feedback. But I think I hover around 30% right now, which is fine by me. You know, I've been with the company for a long time, so I have lots and lots of feedback in there. But that's interesting to know, Alexandra. I'll have to look into that as well. Ryan Johnson, I think iTutor Group hires Filipino teachers. Yeah, I think they do as well. So yeah, Francesca, with laptops that I'd recommend. I'm not a real laptop expert, to be honest with you. I would, you know, I'm an Apple person, so I like the MacBook Pro. It serves me well. But, you know, I think any of the new laptops are going to be able to support a lot of the platforms. You do have to be careful with platforms like Magic Ears, where you're downloading an app and, you know, it really takes up a lot of memory. My old MacBook Air could barely hold a Magic Ears class. I did get by, but it was really, really difficult. So yeah, just kind of look at their requirements. If anyone has any suggestions for Francesca on laptops, leave them in there. Again, I don't see anyone coming on to give me a review, but if you are interested, pop in. You'll be down below and I'll bring you up and you can share the love of your company. Would love to have you on if you are interested. So yeah, that's kind of the lowdown on some of the companies I wanted to talk about. Basically, lots and lots of companies are hiring right now, as I said, because of, you know, going back to school in March. So keep your eye out. You know, download my resource to help you with searching for a company. I give you several websites that you can use as an online teaching search engine to filter and, you know, kind of find a company that suits you. And sometimes it's those really small companies that are interesting to check out. I'm always interested when companies that are really small reach out to me and are interested in hiring teachers, and maybe they're, you know, a startup company, which does prove challenging for new teachers that are on the platform. But if you're looking for something different, you know, some of those smaller companies that are lesser known are really great to get involved in, especially if you're, you know, established as an online teacher and you've got a lot of experience with some of the more established companies. You know, it can be really great. I remember when Magic Ears was really small and I got hired, I really enjoyed the challenge of the group classes. It was so different for me. And I was able to take those skills to teach other group classes on my own. And with a company that I was with last year, a very small company in Canada. So the skills are transferable to any kind of online teaching that you're going to do. Even if you're an Outschool teacher, which is predominantly group classes, you know, there are some skills and some management type things that are involved in that. So I encourage you to, you know, apply all over the place if you can and see what sticks. Claudia says, oh, okay, they're invalidating 3 or lower stars unless it is an extreme. They're not invalidating 3 or lower stars unless it's in extreme circumstances. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I've had 4 bad reviews. One of them was completely warranted. I was slowly eating almonds in class. Didn't think the student could see. Was doing this, just slowly putting it in my mouth, chewing it. Yeah, got a bad review on that one. That was not invalidated. The other 3, I think they were invalidated. It was really easy back in the day to get bad feedback invalidated, as long as you really were doing the right thing and doing all that you could in the class. VIPKid was pretty lenient with those. So yeah, well, let me know if you're just popping in. I see some new folks in the chat. Please let me know what companies you work for, if you've got any questions for me, or for those in the chat. You know, there are people in here that teach for lots of different companies and can help you out. So QKids is another one that I'm not connected with, but they are, from what I hear, really easy. Let me know, my QKids teachers in the chat, if you're with QKids. I hear it is so easy. It basically just runs itself. They don't pay as well. I think they're more comparable to now what VIPKid is paying for new teachers. So around $16 to maybe $18 at the most per hour. But they are really easy to work with if you're looking for just a really easy company. They are group classes as well, up to 4 students, and very game-based. So very similar to Magic Years, but from what I hear, teachers are really happy there, and there's, you know, it's a nice place to work overall. So Mary, working for VIPKid, awesome. And where are my Outschool teachers? How is Outschool going these days? I always like to hear, you know, how bookings are, especially now that they've really been going since the pandemic and growing so much, how it's going for you and what types of classes are working, because I do get lots of questions about Outschool as well, but I am not with them. Dawn says, I started at Magic Years. Thanks for being here, Dawn. I'm still getting used to the group classes. I'm at GoGoKid too. Yeah, awesome. Magic Years, you know, we have had a love-hate relationship. I didn't like teaching for them all that much. Just wasn't really for me. I taught, I don't know, a couple hundred classes and then I gave it up. But they are a good company for many people, and they really have an incredible cancellation policy. So that's why a lot of people love them as well. They book you from the first day, so they really do take care of your bookings for you. You get to rank up, and you know, start at the lowest rank, of course, which means that you're only going to get about half your schedule filled. But if you're struggling with bookings elsewhere, they are still a good place to start. Rachel says, I teach at iTutor Group, Magic Years, and Outschool. Awesome. Which one do you like more, Rachel? Tell us about your review of those. Darja says, teachers are happy at Magic Years too. I'm one of them, and there are many. There is a misconception that Magic Years is hard to work for. Yeah, I think they've also grown and changed a lot over time as well. I recently did a Magic Years pay video, and I am supporting those that want to apply to Magic Years with me. If you are interested, you can apply, send me an email, and I will send you up-to-date information on the hiring process, you know, resources and tips for your demo class as well. They've also made it much faster and a little bit more streamlined. So as has GoGoKid. With GoGoKid, you only need to do 1 recorded demo now, which is nice. Yeah, lesser on the attendance policy is really good. So yeah, so that's about all I had for company reviews. If there's anyone that would like to know anything more about these companies, you can always email me or you know, let me know your reviews in the comments. And last chance, if you'd like to come on the live, no takers. Is there anyone that would like to come on and give me a review? We will just chat for a couple of minutes. You can use the link that I posted earlier to join the stream, and you can show up live. So and share the love of your company. Sorry, I do not know anything about Native Camp. Yeah, Candy, we were just talking about that. VIPKid has stopped reviewing negative parent reviews. I might have to go back and have a look at the teacher update, the weekly teacher update, if it's in there, because I didn't hear about that. That's really interesting. That's not going to fall very well with VIPKid teachers, because we all know that some of those negative reviews are not warranted. And so, that's always not really fair, in my opinion, for them to not invalidate those, or at least to look at them. I've got some friends here. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Tim.
How are you, Ben?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
You're brave.
I just couldn't resist.
You go live too, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Matter of fact, I did for the first time a half hour before you started this morning.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then I saw yours, and I got kind of scared a little bit. I thought, oh man, I hope I don't clash the times.
Yeah,
But
no, that's all right. That's all
yeah,
right.
my lives are kind of more instructional, more teaching oriented about ESL and the research side of it. And
Yeah, I see some things that you're doing. I need to check out your channel more. What's your channel, Ben? For those who are here.
It's Teacher Ben Online.
Awesome.
And if you're thinking about moving to Tuesday, maybe you and I could collaborate on. I could get my time moved over for you somewhere. But
yeah, I'm just playing around with the time as well, because it's. I think this is a better time, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
I always say, if you want to know more about what I'm doing, you have to visit the mothership, which is teacherbenonline.com. That's where all things ESL take place.
Okay, awesome.
So that has all of my links and everything that I'm doing for Facebook and all that. And so I'm getting ready to put some content on there about the mighty readers club that VIPKid's doing for the English-speaking students here in the States. They're getting ready to launch a program in March, and so I'm going to have content there. But I just thought I would chat with just a minute about diversifying for all the teachers that are out there that are working for multiple companies, especially during Chinese New Year. I have found that I was down maybe in a 4-week period. I was down 40 bookings, but because of Magic Ears, VIPKid, and Zebra English, I was able to literally fill gaps. And so, I pull off a Magic Ears shirt and put on a VIPKid shirt in between classes and back and forth. And literally I'm positive 4 classes now, whereas I was down 40 just by diversifying with each company. So I thought that'd be a nice thing to share, because I don't know how many teachers out there get hung, in this kind of a deal during this time of year. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I also think when I think about diversifying your income, I also think that, it's good to get hired with VIPKid, VIPKid, Magic Ears, but they all have the same peak hours. And so even going further than that, getting on with companies like Outschool and other places to work other hours, because really that's also going to increase your paycheck, as will having multiple companies in the same time zone. But you're kind of doing what you're doing with that is more like, completing the puzzle, filling in all the gaps.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's good to have them in the back pocket as well. I've always talked about that.
Yep, absolutely. And
I'm lucky with VIPKid, but if it goes to the to the wayside, I've got a couple of others to pull out and muster the energy to get into it again. But I'm just too.
Absolutely. And I want to say to you, you are a rock star. Don't let any of that negativity get you down. You are awesome, and there are hundreds of us that appreciate your work and support you.
I appreciate that so much.
And you keep your chin up, pal. Don't you let that stuff get you down.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Appreciate you coming on. See ya.
Bye.
That's awesome. Let's see how to get you down there. Cool. And thank you, Ben, for coming on. That was great. Good advice for sure. This is a great time to diversify. And speaking of diversifying, hello, my friend Rachel.
Hello, my friend Tim.
Rachel has gotten me into so much trouble lately. No, I'm just kidding. I really appreciate.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. I've known Rachel for a while and always appreciate her encouragement, her tips, and really great to have a fun colleague to call a friend all the way around the other side of the world.
Yes.
So
hello.
Where are you working, Rachel?
So I am with VIPKid. I did a couple classes this morning. I also do Outschool, lots of Outschool.
Nice.
I'm Outschool. You asked how it was going. It's growing for me right now, which has been surprising. And actually, I have a couple of 7-week classes. They're more academic. Yeah. And I haven't had bookings in them for a while because everybody's so up in the air. Can I commit for 7 weeks? I don't know.
Right.
I'm getting a lot more requests for those now. Like, hey, can we do this novel study? Can we? So that's been interesting.
Yeah.
So the ongoing classes are really popular. One-time classes are really popular because it's like, oh no, what's my kid going to do today? We're stuck at home.
But don't you find, I've heard that the more academic ongoing classes do better just because it's the academic school year now. It's not summer. We're not looking for the sort of the one-off.
And typically academic classes have done better, but with all the upheaval of the pandemic and, you know, we're at home, we're not at home, we're virtual, we're hybrid, all of this, people are just so unsettled. They've been more hesitant to commit to those longer semester or multi-week classes just because they don't know what each week is going to hold. Right. So if you have academic classes that they can jump in and out of ongoing like that, those do really well typically. But I am seeing more of an upkick for those academic longer commitment classes. So that's been fun. And they have to pay a little more for those too. So I'm not mad about it at all.
Yeah. And just for those that don't know Rachel is a great support if you need help with creating, you know, I think, well, I'll say creating lessons, but also if you're stuck with, you know, okay, Outschool sounds awesome, but what do I teach? You offer a lot of solutions for folks to help.
I love it. My favorite is to hear what people love. What are your strengths and your skills and what are your passions? And then turning that into an online class so you can be teaching what you love. That's my favorite. I like to pull that out of people.
So where can we find you? Merciful Mornings?
Merciful Mornings. Yes, mercifulmornings.com, or YouTube channel is Merciful Mornings. I wanted to throw in, though, there's another company that I've been looking into. I'm not teaching for them right now, but it is another option for teachers who are affiliated with the Christian faith and want to teach online, like Bible classes or just Christian-based classes. Luma Learn.
Luma Learn. Can I spell it? Or
hang on. Let me see if I can put it. Yeah.
Luma Learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I've heard about them because I was a while back. I still might do a video. I was looking for an Outschool alternative type of situation to check out or share about. So they're good.
I think I put it in the private chat.
So you're teaching your own content?
Yeah, so it's just like Outschool where you make your own classes, you set your own pay, you determine if it's a semester long, one time, all of that. But it is a faith-based, it was designed for virtual education for Christian homeschooling. So you do have to have that faith background. You have to provide kind of a faith statement with your bio. So it's not for everybody, but I have quite a few people that want to teach on Outschool, but they want to teach Bible-based classes. You can't do that on Outschool. It's a secular platform. And so for those people, Luma Learn, I'm finding is a great alternative as well.
And they've got lots of students.
Yes, they're growing quite a bit. They're looking for more teachers. So I'm excited to look into that one a little more too. Yeah.
Thanks, Rachel. How's your course going?
It's great. We are halfway done.
Okay. Rachel is teaching a course. Well, you created a course and launched it, and you've got some students, and you're teaching everybody
for the grown-ups. It's for the grown-ups.
Yeah, that's right. Awesome. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. We're having a lot of fun. Everybody's rocking it. I'm loving it.
How's the snow?
So much.
Is there?
So much. I think we're at like
photos or Facebook or somewhere.
Yes, there's like 10 inches of snow, and I'm in central Arkansas. So this is like crazy town. We never have snow. We get ice storms. We get sleet. There's like 10 inches of snow outside my house right now, and we're supposed to get more tonight and tomorrow.
That is a flurry for Canadian boy over here.
Y'all
10
are
inches
crazy.
is like when I taught in Canada, I felt like some weeks I had more snow days than real days. Like snow days it was a big deal. Like, do you guys get
the sad story? Here's the sad thing. Now that we know how to do virtual learning, there are no snow days.
Right. I know. Goodbye break for teachers.
Yeah. Like yesterday was President's Day. So we already had that day off, but now it's like, we're stuck at home. No one can go anywhere, but we're still going to do school, even though there's 10 inches of snow to play in outside.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I never thought about that. I think that all that stuff about snow days and, now that we can do virtual learning and we've all done it, it's changed. Now we don't need to, we honestly don't need to be in person. Of course, we prefer it most of the time.
Right. Yeah, my kids are totally bummed. We have lots of schoolwork to get done today. So they're going to try to knock it all out and then go jump in the snow. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for popping on. I'm going to end soon because we're a little over time, but have a great day.
You
Rachel.
too.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Talk
See you
soon.
soon. All right. Awesome. If anyone else wants to pop on, use that link. There is someone that had a question about my email address. You can email me at either tim@onlineteacherdude.com or timgascoigne1@gmail.com. I will put that in the chat here. So I respond to both emails there. So yeah, I'm sorry, I do not know about your company that you just mentioned, Dawn. Polylingua, never heard of them. Sounds interesting though. Heather says, ooh, but slippers and comfies all day, every day. Toss up. Yeah, I agree with you there. Sounds great. I think I would have loved, sorry, Les. I think I would have loved virtual school because I love online teaching. I think it would, and a lot of my teacher friends are like, we're over it. Let's get back into reality. But I think I would have really enjoyed it. Well, thanks so much for being here, everyone. Hopefully you got some value. And if you did, give the video a like. And if you're not a subscriber, please click subscribe. It really helps. Love to have you back. Thinking about changing the time. I'll let you know if I do. But thank you for being here. Hope you had a great time and have a great day ahead, whatever you are doing. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everyone.